Order. Sergeant Armstrong, please secure the chamber doors. Members, please take your seats. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. President.
All right, Senators, on this very beautiful March 30th, we are very pleased to have Ms. Hayanshi and Ms. Patel of BAPS Swaminarayan Mandir in Beltsville, Maryland, guest of the distinguished senator from the 21st District. Please rise for the invocation.
सर्वे सुखिनः सन्तु सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखमा भवेत् हरिः ओम् आद्यो शान्तिरन्तरिक्षगुण शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वे देवाः शान्ति ब्रह्म शान्तिः सर्वगुण शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्तिः सामा शान्तिरेधि ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः.
O God, grant happiness to all. May all be free from misery. May all see that which is good. Let no one suffer from sorrows. May there be peace in the skies and peace in space. May there be peace on earth, and may peace be across the vast waters. May peace flow from herbs, plants, and trees. May all of the celestial objects and existence bring peace. May there be peace throughout the universe and its elements. May peace come to each soul, and may each soul spread peace. May there just be peace, peace, peace. Thank you. Thank you.
Recognizing the senator from the 21st District.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. First, I'd like to move that the invocation be journalized.
Without objection, certainly, Senator, we will journalize the invocation.
Secondly, I want to recognize the folks from BAPS who are in the gallery who've come with the young ladies.
Yes, please. To the yes, welcome.
Raise, thank you for joining us. And I just want to tell you three big things about BAPS for those of you who've never been there. Number one, it is a vibrant regional and statewide faith community founded 25 years ago in Beltsville. When I go to festivals there and occasions there, I meet people from all over the state and all over the metropolitan area. Number two, it's the most beautiful building in Beltsville. Their temple is a thing of beauty. Now, there are other beautiful houses of worship. There's the Beltsville Agricultural Research Center. There are beautiful houses. It is the most beautiful building in Beltsville. And it's very involved in the community, as so many houses of worship are. When I Googled to give a couple examples, the first thing that came up was the Beltsville Volunteer Fire Department. And I thought that was classic. Here you have this worldwide faith community that's working with the local volunteer fire department, and that tells you everything you need to know about BAPS. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you so much, and appreciate that. And we are so pleased that you could be here with us today and share that invocation. Thank you so much for being a part of our session this evening. All right, let's see. Has everyone recorded their presence? If so, the clerk will take the call. We're so pleased to see that 24th District green button there. With 44 members in the chamber and a quorum being present, the Senate of Maryland is back in session. Senators, as you can see, we have some very, very, very special guests this evening, with a few more special guests to come. And so I'm so excited to get this evening going. Before we do have to do a little bit of small business to make sure that we can do the budget. And so we have some messages that we're going to have to read. So we'll waive the reading of the journal from the prior legislative day. And if we could just quickly read these two messages. We have a message from the House. Clerk will read the message.
By the Majority Leader, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, the House of Delegates does not recede in the House amendments to the Senate bill and agrees to a conference committee to confer on the disagreeing votes of the two houses. The Senate has appointed Senator Gazzone, Chairman, Senator McCray, Senator King, Senator Hedelman, and Senator Quarterman. In addition, the Senate has appointed in advisory capacity Senators Bailey, Zucker, and Augustine. The House appoints Delegates Barnes, Chair, Delegate Kaiser, Delegate Smith, Delegate Watson, Delegate Shetty. In addition, the House has appointed in advisory capacity Delegates Grist and Acevero. Said bills returned to herewith by order Sylvia Siegert, Chief Clerk.
Message has been read as ordered, journalized. We will have one more message from the House. This is on the BRFA. Clerk, read the message.
Senate Bill 284, the President Budget Reconciliation Financing Act of 2026 by the Majority Leader. Ladies and
Majority
gentlemen
Leader
of the
moves so
Senate.
be considered the reading of the message. The message is ordered, journalized. All right, so now we have the conference committees officially established, although they have been pre-conferencing, so I think we are ready to take that up later this evening. Before that point though, this is one of the most special evenings of the year, and we are so pleased to have three incredible honorees this evening. We are going to begin. If I could have the State Archivist, Elaine Rice Bachman, please join me up on the podium for the first presentation of the First Citizen Award. Do you want a podium? Okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Since 1992, it has been the privilege of the Maryland State Archives to present on your behalf the First Citizen Awards of the Maryland Senate, recognizing individuals who have committed themselves to public service and civic engagement through debate, legislation, and governance. The selection of Charles Carroll of Carrollton as the symbol of this award was a natural choice. Carroll was one of Maryland's 4 signers of the Declaration of Independence, who also served in the Maryland Senate. His support of independence through his debate with Daniel Delaney in the Maryland Gazette in 1773, using the pen name First Citizen, gave this award its name. And in this semi-quincentennial year, as we mark 250 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence, we should all reflect on the ideas espoused in that document and seek to renew our commitment to the principles of our nation's founding, among which was the idea that government powers are not absolute, but are constrained by the need to secure the fundamental rights of the people. The First Citizen Award recognizes individuals who seek to secure those very rights, which continue to be defined and defended nearly 3 centuries later. President Ferguson has selected recipients over the past 6 years across a broad range of government service, private industry, the arts, and humanities, always shining a light on the public service and civic engagement that are the foundation of this award. And this year he has chosen to honor 3 extraordinary women. 3 women who collectively have served over 100 years in elected office, and their time spent as legislators came after years dedicated to professional careers in government or public service or political advocacy, while also raising families. I count myself among a generation of professional women who have been able to pursue careers due to a network of social infrastructure, including daycare and early public childhood education, but also the evolution of public attitudes about women in the workplace. And I am grateful for that, in part because as a historian, I also know the challenges my predecessors faced in all professions, but most keenly in government settings, when seeking to build a career in a man's world, which each of today's recipients faced as they waged their first political campaigns in the late 1980s and 1990s. Their generation of women leaders laid and continue to lay the foundation for all of us who have come after. Their life stories and the example of their public service show the transcendent power of education, the importance of stepping up when opportunity beckons, and the value of leaning into leadership when you have attained it. And now for this evening's awards. The second of 5 children and the only girl, Speaker Emerita Adrienne Jones was once described by one of her brothers as pretty comfortable going into a room with all of the guys and mixing it up and dealing with them. Could there be a more important characteristic for a woman in government? Born and raised in Cowdensville, a historically black community in southwestern Baltimore County, Jones attended desegregated but not integrated schools, and she and her brothers were often the only black students in their classes. She went on to earn a degree in psychology from the University of Maryland, Baltimore County in 1976. While raising her family, she also worked in Baltimore County government, ultimately spending 38 years in a variety of roles, including as Director of the Office of Minority Affairs, Executive Director of the Office of Fair Practices and Community Affairs, and Deputy Director of the Office of Human Resources. She also co-founded the Baltimore County African American Cultural Festival, now held annually in Towson. In 1997, county leaders, including her then boss, Baltimore County Executive Dutch Rupersberger, encouraged her to run for office to fill the District 10 seat left vacant by the death of Delegate Joan Neverton Parker. She beat 16 other candidates to complete Parker's term and then was elected in her own right in 1998. Appointed to the Appropriations Committee, she worked side by side with Delegate Maggie McIntosh, both under the mentorship of Delegate Howard Rawlings. Already well-versed in managing budgets through her professional county experience, in the House Appropriations, Jones acquired a mastery of the state budget process. In describing her role as chair of the House Capital Budget Committee, to which she was appointed in 2003, Eric Luedeke said of Jones, "Her legacy is written in brick and mortar across the face of this state, in the schools, roads, and parks she funded in those days." When selecting her as Speaker Pro Tem in 2002, the late Speaker Mike Bush said, "Delegate Jones has a statewide perspective and is widely respected by her colleagues. She doesn't worry about ego, self-promotion, or headlines. She concentrates on getting the job done." He presaged what many would say about Jones in describing her style of leadership: no nonsense, keep things running on time, a consensus builder who doesn't seek attention for herself. She's also been called someone who can shut down foolishness with a well-executed glance. Her discreet nature means it's been left to others to call out all the superlatives of her career: the first black woman to hold the position of Speaker Pro Tem, and the first black person and the first woman to be elected Speaker of the House of Delegates. The latter, a position she did not seek, but rather earned, stepping up to lead the House through the somber last day of session after Bush's death in 2019. Although Jones stood down and supported others for the speakership, she did not reject the inevitable when ultimately, as one reporter described it, in the span of 15 minutes, Jones went from the lawmaker who had humbled herself by bowing out of the race to the only person her colleagues would elevate. As Maryland Speaker, she was one of only 9 female presiding officers of state legislatures in the United States and the only black woman to hold the position. She used that position to advocate for the recruitment of more women to run for office, lending her voice to Emerge Maryland, a group dedicated to electing Democratic women. In reflecting on her time in elected office, she once noted that the atmosphere in Annapolis had considerably changed since her arrival, then 22 years ago, when male leaders seemed eager to talk publicly, even when they had nothing to say. As Speaker, she emphasized decency and social equity, saying, "We know we are stronger when everyone has the same access to the same opportunities, and when everyone has a seat at the table." And in addition to all of her responsibilities in managing the House of Delegates, Jones embraced her role as a member of the State House Trust, one of 4 people charged with maintaining the historical integrity of this National Historic Landmark on behalf of all Marylanders. It was her initiative that led to the removal of a Civil War plaque that featured a Confederate flag and questioned the outcome of the war, calling it an affront to people of color that had no place in the State House. And it was her advocacy that led to the Trust's commissioning of the Black Patriot Monument to be dedicated later this year on the State House grounds in honor of the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution. In reading the various accounts and reactions to her election as Speaker, it is remarkable how many people mentioned the change coming to the images in the chamber, the portraits of speakers installed around the room. Like that plaque and like the new monument, it matters what people see when they come into this building. And as Speaker Jones herself said about her place in history, you look at the portraits in the chamber, there's going to be a woman up there, a woman of color, and that is something that is kind of exciting. I wholeheartedly agree, and how exciting it will be for the archives to install that portrait. It is my honor to present Speaker Emerita Adrienne Jones with the First Citizen Award.
Thank you.
Can we do a quick picture?
Sure.
Do it.
Well, yeah. Well, thank you for your great remarks. And I've been here for a while. I'm older than he is.
Only by a minute. Only by a minute.
But I love the work that we've done in helping the people throughout this state, really. And all of you who are here, some of you I've seen in other areas. And only thing, I know he's tired of hearing this, but this is my, what I always tell people. Continue to be you, and you can't go wrong. Thank you.
Now you get to change it. People say nice things about it. I just said now that she only says one other duty, which is to stand here while people say nice things about her. So I'd like to recognize the Vice Chair of the Triple E Committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is my honor to recognize the Speaker Emerita. When new Delegate Jones was appointed to follow our colleague, Delegate Joan Neverdon Parker, who was lovely, class of '94, yay team. We got to serve on the subcommittee, the Appropriations Subcommittee together. And she was my teacher, and we kind of worked to figure things out together. And since then, I watched her ascend and flourish and build coalitions and get things done and be a ferocious, but yet low-key, very effective leader for the House of Delegates and for the entire state of Maryland. It's, Mr. President, what a beautiful tribute to this fabulous speaker, Adrienne Jones. Congratulations.
Thank you. Recognizing the Senator from the 45th District, followed by the Senator from the 1st District.
Thank you, Mr. President. Madam Speaker, it's one of the few times I'm just lost for words. I know that me and the Senator from West Baltimore had came in and you were always firm, but you always gave the greatest example. And I just say to you, the greatest memory that I hold is the memory where Kennedy and Reagan was about 6 or 7 years of age. They had taken that picture in your office, but more importantly, it just felt very powerful for two young black girls to see this black woman in this position, one of the highest positions in the state of Maryland. I just say thank you so much for your leadership.
Thank you, Senator. Senator from District 1.
Thank you, Mr. President. Madam Speaker, you are awesome. You have been, when I was in the House, you have been a true leader, a mentor of mine, and I want to say thank you on behalf of the people of Western Maryland. You never forgot us, so thank you.
Thank you. Senator from District 10.
Thank you, Mr. President. Madam Speaker, thank you. The reason I decided to run for office was because of you. You came out and you sort of hand-picked me. And I really thank you for all that, what you've done, not only for your district, but for the state of Maryland, you know. Little be known that we live about a mile apart. But you've always shown tremendous leadership, you know, all of those principles, morals, values, ethics, and integrity are all imbued within you. So we truly appreciate you and all you've done, and you know, I'll probably be by sometime next week to see you. So thanks very much. All right.
Wonderful. Thank you. Senator from District 11.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Madam Speaker, you were my first subcommittee chairman, and when I was elected to the House, coming from the same county as you, you have always led with such integrity and willingness to do the hard work and to put in the time and to know your stuff, and were a role model to so many of the women in the House, and all of us, even when we came over on this side. And so just want to say thank you for everything you have done for all of the people in Baltimore County and for all the entire state. So thank you for your leadership and for being you.
Recognizing the senator from the 44th District.
Thank you very much. The relationship with the speaker and I go back a number of years. And as the senator had mentioned, after Joan Everdon Parker had passed away, I can remember volunteering with her, Senator Kelly, now Senator Shirley Nathan Pulliam, and Emmett Burns, just watching and volunteering and learning how campaigns were put together. And I took all of those to good use and used them for myself a little bit later. But outside of the whole political thing, she was also present in Baltimore County government. And after I graduated law school, I was trying to use my skills, had opened up a small firm, and she actually gave me one of my first government contracts to teach organizations that were interested in creating nonprofit tax-exempt organizations. And I did my first presentation, and when the contract came up again, I went and spoke with her, and she said, you know what, they really liked you. And we got the contract, and I think I did this for 2 or 3 years before I moved on to some other things, but I've always appreciated her. She comes from a family that is a long history in Baltimore County of fighting. For those of you who may have watched some of my videos that I've done, it was her aunt who with Thurgood Marshall, forced the county to reckon with ensuring that it was providing education for black students after the 7th grade. Prior to that, if you were a black student and wanted an education, you had to go to Baltimore City because Baltimore County did not provide for its black students. And it was her aunt and another young lady, and I guess would have been your grandfather, who partnered with Thurgood Marshall and sued the county. Now, they didn't win that case, but after they did work this, Baltimore County built 3 high schools for its black population. And for that, I think us in Baltimore County will forever be grateful to this family.
Recognizing the Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I got out of the House before you took over as the Speaker, but the one thing that I noticed is that being the Speaker of the House never went to your head. That you were always one of the workers to pull up your sleeves and just get right into it. And we did get to go to a few conferences together, and how much I enjoyed getting to know you better and work with you. And you were so effective in all of that. So it was just wonderful working with you.
The senator from the 16th District.
Thank you, Mr. President. Madam Speaker, you were my speaker, and I learned so much from you. Your quiet strength, your grace, your no-nonsense attitude that could take people down with just a slight look of the eye was something I never wanted to be on the other side of. But I proudly claim to be from the Adrian Jones School of Leadership. Whenever I run a meeting, we always start on time. So I got that from you, and I appreciate you. No disrespect, Mr. President, no disrespect. Don't mean to be throwing any shade. But it was truly an honor to serve in the House with you, and I just want to thank you for your many, many years of leadership.
Any further senators wish to give remarks? Just would like to say, Madam Speaker, we've been through a lot. 6 years ago when this journey started, I certainly didn't know what we were getting into, and we entered into a global pandemic, which I don't think navigating those challenges on a day-to-day basis, this can be a very lonely job. And not only did you become a friend and a mentor, I mean, I was laughing at the thought of the stair. I've been on the other side of that stair quite a bit. And I know in some of the hard issues that we had to navigate, I have no idea how we would have done it without you. Your impact on this state is unmatched, not just historical, but truly meaningful in ways that generations from now will come back to look on your name as someone who truly built the state of Maryland into a better place. And I am so unbelievably grateful and humbled to have worked alongside you. Thank you so much for your great service. Madam State Archivist, our second awardee. Yes, yes, please.
When Joanne Benson was a freshman legislator in 1991, the orientation session for new lawmakers cited a rule of protocol that they be seen and not heard. Reacting to this dictum in an article in the Washington Post, then Delegate Benson said, "That is not one of my characteristics, and I'm not sure I'll be able to live with that rule." Her prediction proved right, as her record of 35 years in elected office shows. Senator Benson has always been eager to use her voice and her vote to advocate for her constituents, with a particular commitment to improving the lives of children and youth, born out of the personal and professional experience she brought with her to Annapolis. Although born in Roanoke, Virginia, Joanne Claiborne, the daughter of a Baptist minister, grew up in the Jonathan Street neighborhood of Hagerstown. At that time, during the early 1950s, she recalled that the feeling of success permeated through the community. We had only one choice, and that was to be successful. In addition to the love and support of her family, Benson was embraced by the Black teachers and administrators in her schools, where she and her classmates were instilled with a belief in their own ability to succeed. That support system collapsed in 1956, when, because of integration, she began attending high school with white teachers and white guidance counselors, whom she recalled would not even look her in the eye. That earlier feeling of the inevitability of success was met with the startlingly low expectations her high school set for her, suggesting a future on welfare, not a college campus. However, she remained true to her own inner beliefs and earned a bachelor's degree in elementary education from Bowie State College in 1962 and a master's degree in curriculum and administration from Catholic University in 1972. She rose through the Prince George's County school system to become principal of John Bain Elementary School in Capitol Heights, where she fiercely advocated for her students inside and outside the classroom. She pestered, in her words, local community partners to improve infrastructure in the community around the school, but also directly confronted parents, showing up at their homes when she felt a particular child wasn't getting the support they needed. She was known for keeping a supply of children's clothing and soap and towels in her office so that no child would go without the basic necessities so essential to building and maintaining self-esteem. She was reluctant to leave that role and her 500 babies at John Bain when in 1990 she was recruited by Wayne Curry and former state senator Tommy Broadwater to run for the House of Delegates. They finally convinced her that I could have more of an impact if I went to Annapolis to fight for all Maryland children, not just those inside her school. With only 2 days left before the filing deadline, she filed to represent District 24 and won. Attending that first session in 1991, she said, "I am here so that life can be better for children." And her old neighborhood in Hagerstown, which by then had fallen on hard times, was on her mind as she assumed state office. Now it's my job as a leader to go and help the community regain the dignity and respect it justly deserves. I'm very much interested in the community that made me a successful person. In the House, Benson pursued issues of social justice, child welfare, and safety, including sponsoring the bill that became the standard enforcement seatbelt law in 1997, making failure to wear a seatbelt a primary offense. She also helped author a report in 1994 citing that blacks and women were victims of widespread discrimination in state government, based on hearings featuring 130 witnesses who testified of their experiences of discrimination and harassment. Criticism of the report from some agencies cited for offense led Delegate Benson to say, "They think the Maryland Legislative Black Caucus is playing with them. We're not playing with them. We're going to hold their feet to the fire." She was chair of the Black Caucus when it played a very significant role in electing Governor Paris Glendening in 1994, considered a turning point in that caucus's history as its influence has grown since. In 2001, that's 25 years ago, she vehemently opposed the reversal of the 1989 law that banned students from having mobile phones in school, citing her 38 years as an educator and saying, "I can't imagine how we could have our youngsters with a phone." As Tom Stuckey reported in an article for the Associated Press, Delegate Benson predicted cell phones will be a distraction in classes and will put yet another burden on overworked teachers and administrators. In 2010, she was elected to the Senate, becoming the first woman senator to represent District 24. She was appointed to many leadership roles, including chairing the Rules Committee and becoming a majority whip in 2023. Among her achievements, she has advocated to close the gap in healthcare for minorities through the establishment of an Office of Minority Health and Health Disparities, and advocated for Black doctors excluded from HMOs. Her commitment to the health, well-being, and education of children has never been far from her mind or her actions. This commitment was poignantly demonstrated in July 2019, when, as part of her collaboration with Senator Chris Van Hollen, with whom she joined to form the 202 Coalition, dedicated to improving life for the poorest people of Prince George's County, she welcomed back from incarceration in Colorado a former student from her days in the school system. Curtis Brooks had spent 24 years behind bars after being sentenced to life without parole for his part in a carjacking that led to a fatal shooting committed by another offender. Hearing of this case and remembering Brooks as a young, vulnerable child at her school, Benson made multiple trips to Colorado to advocate for his release when laws were changed surrounding life imprisonment. And she was there to meet him when his sentence was commuted and he returned to Prince George's County to start a new life outside of prison, starting with a job working for the Prince George's County Education Coalition. That day, Senator Benson presented him with a t-shirt that said, "Inside this shirt is a John Bain bear." He was still her student, and she was still that principal providing support and self-esteem when it was most needed, and living up to her own motto, "If I can help somebody as I pass along in this life, then my living will not be in vain." It is my honor to present Senator Joanne Benson with the First Citizen Award.
The mic is yours.
How many minutes do I have? I would like for, I would want, first of all, my family to stand. I want my friends in that balcony to please stand. I want you to stand. Stand up. I want you to keep standing. The people that you see standing have been the wind beneath my wings. I want to tell everyone in this room what my philosophy is and what I've lived by all the days of my life. And it goes like this: I shall pass this way but once. Any service that I can render to a suffering fellow man, woman, child, or in need, let me do it now. For I shall not, I will not pass this way again. You may be seated. For over 50 years, I have labored in the vineyard, starting out as a teacher. But I was a teacher before I got my degree. At the age of 9, I understood the importance of giving back. When I went to that little elementary school and saw a child sitting in front of me with shoes on, and he had holes on the bottom of his shoes. I went home and I took the ice money from the refrigerator. My parents, at that time, the Iceman came. I know I'm dating my 58th year now. And I took it to Jackie. I said, Jackie, take this home and tell Mama that I'm going to get more money for you to get shoes. I was 9 years old. And since that time, it's been a joy for me to live right, to treat people right. And if only I could talk to you all tonight, these few minutes, about what it's been like since October the 30th, when my youngest sister passed away. 2 days yet later, my second oldest sister passed away. And then on top of everything else, I was told that I had to have major surgery. But had it not been for the people you see standing up in that balcony, and my beloved family, and a trust in God, I would not have made it. The surgery that I had was the first of its kind that was administered here in the state of Maryland from a surgeon who works at the University of Maryland. I'm the only one that this surgery was administered. It was successful. I said to the surgeon, the reason why this is successful is because of the work of the people in the legislature who agreed that we needed to work on and give money to high-tech institutions and industries that come to the state of Maryland. I want to thank you all for the vision. He said the state of Maryland leads really the country in its vision when it comes to modern technology. You need to be commended for that. The other thing I want you all to know, that it pays to live right. It pays to treat people right. I want you all to be very mindful as I go to my seat of the bills that you pass that will bring harm to the least of these. Because life is funny. You never know who you will need as you pass along. I cannot tell you all what an experience this has been. Being a principal of John Bain Elementary School, combing hair, washing children, feeding children, taking care of parents, getting parents out of incarceration. Lots of things have happened to me in my life. My mother said to me, Mr. President, she said, Joanne, sow your seeds on fertile soil, and after many days you will find it. And I am finding my seeds. Even though my sisters, it was 6 of us, my brother and my sisters are all gone except for me. So there's a plan. And even though I am moving toward retirement, I know that's going to please some of you, I'm not leaving. I am not leaving. I have children in my family. There are two here that we're going to educate. One is getting ready to go to Hampton. We have another one that's going to be able to go to Morgan State. That's the thing we're going to do. We're going to kick it up because we believe that the family who's educated and stays together and prays together will be successful. I want to thank my family that I deeply love. They know it. Most of them sitting over there who have graduated with degrees. Aunt Jo reached in her pocket and spent her money to take care of them, to be sure that they are educated. To my friends who came tonight, you could have been doing something else, but you found it not robbery to be here. I want you to know that I love you a bushel and a peck and a hug around your neck. And to my family, I live this thing every day of my life. You call me up on the phone. If you're doing the right thing, you will get my support. And I especially want to thank Pat Ricker. Pat Ricker has been with me through thick and thin, giving up his bed, giving me food and clothes and all kinds of wonderful things. No, I shouldn't have singled him out, but he needs to be. When people do good things, you ought to say thank you. So I love you. I'm proud of you, Arthur. I'm proud of my family. I want to thank this president. I want to thank everybody in this room for the work that you do, because it's not easy. You stay up all night. Some of us stay up all night worried to death about families and children and how we're going to be able to help the next day. Walking the floor and praying about things. So I want you all to know that Joanne C. Benson is here. God has kept me here for a reason. And it might be to get on your last nerve, and I'm going to pluck it. So look forward to seeing me pluck your nerve. I'm going to pluck your nerve before you pluck mine. Can I be seated, please? The pages. Look, a couple days ago, I was in my office minding my business, and 18 of these little pages came to see me. And they talked to me quietly about things. There's some bills that are coming down the pike that impact these pages, these young people, the future leaders. Oh, there's something I tell you. Role model and treat these youngsters the way you want to be treated, because they will never forget you for that. I tell you, I'm just glad to be here. May the Lord continue to bless you and lift you up. And whatever you do, don't put this job before your health. Take care of your health. Your health is your wealth. Thank you. God bless you. The president told me I could sit up if I wanted.
Recognize the senator from the 23rd District.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. On behalf of not just the senators from Prince George's County, but the entirety of Prince George's County, we want to congratulate Senator Joanne C. Benson. A lot of what we do here many times goes unknown by the general public, but it needs to be known that Joanne C. Benson is the Prince George's County Caucus Emeritus. We always seek her for her counsel. And we always know when she's coming around the corner because we hear, "Hey, honey." And I remember the day that I got sworn in. She said, I went to her for some advice and support, and she said, "You let everyone know that Joanne C. Benson supports you." And even 20 years ago, when I had to knock on her door as a delegate to get her support to be a school board member, Joanne C. Benson supported me then. She was a principal with both of my parents. Joanne, we love you. We respect you. And we try our best to fill your shoes. So thank you so much for everything you continue to do from Prince George's County.
You know, I can't do this work alone in Prince George's County. I want my 2 delegates to please stand. This job working inside the Beltway can be tough. We are in a very interesting district, but I want to thank them for the work that they do. Sometimes up, sometimes down. We have had some very difficult moments, but the delegates and I are working hard to ensure that we are able to raise the bar so that everybody in Prince George's County in the 24th Legislative District will have an opportunity to rise and shine. I thank them from the depths of my heart.
Recognizing the President Pro Tem.
Thank you, President Ferguson. Senator Benson, it is just a profound honor to stand here to give such thanks to you for all that you've given to us in Prince George's County, in the state of Maryland. Senator Benson is basically my senator. She represented the area where I live and where I represent now before it was changed to the 47th district. And oftentimes she would call me and say, "Senator," she always gave me much respect, "Senator, you better go take care of that over there in North Brentwood." Isn't that right, Senator Benson? She would tell me where I needed to go and the things that I needed to do to support our community. And Senator Benson always, always, always uplifted the 202 Coalition. Many of those folks are here. I'm proud to be a member of the 202 Coalition. Are our 202 Coalition members up there? Do we have some? I know we are. And I got to share with the body, I think it was just last Monday that we had a 202 Coalition meeting. And Senator Benson was there to make sure that she takes care of what she always says, which is the little people. And Senator Benson is always looking out for the little people. Those little people are the children, but it is also the seniors. And you always have done that with such integrity, and I am just so grateful for the example that you have given to us, the sacrifice that you give. People come to your house at all hours of the night. You give the shoes, as you mentioned, the food, you feed at our community, all the while really asking for nothing in return. And so we're just so very, very grateful for you, Senator Benson, and we still have much more work to do, as you know, and we're going to do it together. Thank you so much for your service.
Thank you so much. We are going to save the end of the session this evening for a few more remarks. You're staying with us for the session, correct?
You're taking me to a few events?
She's finally getting that
Does
date.
your wife know that you're going to take me to a few events? We're just trying to start something here.
We are so unbelievably grateful. Are you going to stay with us, yes?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. We have a number of senators who want to say something, and we want to end the session on notes celebrating your incredible, incredible service. So if you're going to be here with us, we're going to end with members singing your praises. Does that work for you?
I hope so.
Well, if we could give Senator Benson just another incredible round of applause for.
Before we give out the final third award this evening, some of you have seen this medal being given out. I just want to remind you all that this This award, the First Citizen, is named for Charles Carroll. The First Citizen came from his pen name in writing the very seminal letters that he wrote advocating for independence in the Maryland Gazette in 1783 and in the years leading up to the war. And he's the only Catholic signer of the Declaration of Independence. I just want to point that out before we give the next award. Quite literally born into Maryland politics. Her father, representing the state's 3rd district, was on the floor of the House of Representatives when he got word of her pending arrival. Nancy D'Alessandro was destined to become a California girl the country and the world would come to know as Nancy Pelosi. As the daughter of Baltimore Mayor Thomas D'Alessandro Jr., the youngest of 7 children and only daughter, little Nancy grew up in Little Italy and on the pages of the Baltimore Sun, riding in parades, opening fairs and conventions, christening ships and fireboats, and even an airliner at Friendship, now BWI, Airport. She also grew up surrounded by her father's staff and constituents and immersed in the world of local politics, the door of her family home always open to people seeking help and favors. As her brother shared in an interview about his little sister in 2006, standing in the family home he still lived in, she got her basic training in politics right in this room. We gave help to hundreds, thousands of people. It's the kind of thing she was raised to do. And right alongside her father, providing that help and support, was Pelosi's influential and politically engaged mother, Annunziata Lombardi D'Alessandro, aka Big Nancy, who today joined her daughter in the ranks of the Maryland Women's Hall of Fame, and whose example Pelosi herself would follow after graduating from Baltimore's Institute of Notre Dame, then Trinity College in Washington, D.C., with a degree in political science. She then married and moved to California. While raising her 5 children, Pelosi was elected as a National Democratic Party member and became the head of the California Democratic Party. Her support and her political ties to Maryland helped her friend Governor Jerry Brown win the Maryland presidential primary race in 1976 over Naval Academy graduate Jimmy Carter. She's credited with having a major role in helping Democrats win back the U.S. Senate from Republicans in 1986. But while ensuring that others got elected, she herself waited until her youngest child was headed to college before seeking office, the congressional seat left vacant by the death of her friend, Representative Sala Burton. Her parents were both in Washington to see her sworn into Congress in 1987. At that time, there were only 23 women in the House of Representatives. Not the average freshman in Congress, Pelosi hit the ground running. Among her early initiatives, she became an influential voice supporting AIDS, HIV research, combating the disease that so dramatically impacted her constituency, co-authoring the Ryan White CARE Act, and helping shape the Brady Gun Violence Prevention Act. She served on both the House Appropriations and House Intelligence Committees and rose through the ranks of her party, becoming known for her direct manner, her steely nerve, and her willingness to confront her adversaries, with determination matching that of her male colleagues on both sides of the aisle. To become her party's whip in 2001, the first woman to hold that role, she competed against her former colleague Steny Hoyer, with whom she'd worked shortly after college in the office of Senator Daniel Brewster. A year later, she was elected minority leader, another first for a woman. Her rival Hoyer said of her, "You don't create the kind of consensus we have without communicating with a broad spectrum of people. She is the hardest working leader that I have seen." That hard work culminated in her 2 terms as Speaker of the House of Representatives from 2007 to 11 and 2019 to 2023, again the first woman elected to this position, second in line to the presidency. She once said that she never intended to run for leadership, but became tired of sitting on the sidelines watching Democrats lose. She said, "I know how to run, I know how to win, I know how to make a plan, and I just decided, well, I'm tired of just supporting other ideas. I want my own ideas to be out there." It would be impossible to summarize in the brief space of these remarks the impact of her leadership in partnering with President Obama and President Biden over her 2 terms as Speaker of the House. Think of the most transformative legislation of the 21st century and Nancy Pelosi's name is on it. The American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, the Affordable Care Act, the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act, the Respect for Marriage Act, the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act, the Don't Ask, Don't Tell Repeal Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, and this is a partial list. And in the period of divided government, Pelosi demonstrated a steadfast commitment to the ideals of her party and withstood an ever-escalating level of personal criticism, which was indicative of the overall rapid decline of civility in public discourse. Her personal bravery and extraordinary grace under pressure inspired legions of people in this country and around the world, particularly women, some of whom have followed her into public office. As of this month, there are a record high 128 women serving in the U.S. House of Representatives. Nancy Pelosi remains one of them, serving in her 20th consecutive term. So what keeps inspiring her after nearly 40 years in elected office? In answer to the question about the three most important issues facing Congress, she has consistently said, our children, our children, our children. Their health, their education, the economic security of their families, a healthy, safe community in which they can thrive, and a world at peace in which they can reach their fulfillment. That is my why. It is my honor to present United States House of Representatives Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi with the First Citizen Award. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
You read that? Thank you very much for this incredible honor. It means so much to me personally, politically, officially, and in every way. But before I came in here, I was listening to Senator Benson and Madam Speaker Emerita Jones as they were speaking, and could hear them talk about the children. So I'm so glad you put my why into this thing, because it's all about the children. It's about the future. And speaking of children, my husband and our children some of our children are here. Please stand, children, come on. My husband. and a family. Which side are you on? Over there? The D'Alessandro family. Oh, over there. Okay. Thank you. It's an honor to be with each and every one of you. Mr. President, is that what I call you?
Whatever you
Ferguson, President Ferguson, thank you for your extraordinary leadership for our country. All day I've been hearing your members say how proud they are of you. We all are. Thank you. And thank you for this honor. Thank you for the beautiful reading. As I said, I was listening to their proclamations and testimonials, and I thought, they're sisters to me, because it's all about the children, and especially children in need in our country. It's a special honor to get an award by named for Charles Carroll of Carrollton, because in Baltimore, where I grew up, there were Charles Carroll mansions all over from a former era. He being a Catholic and Isaiah Catholic, but he had limitations as what he could do, but was a signer of the Declaration. So this has a sort of a community connection as well. And while we're talking about that era, let me say how special it is for me to be here, because when a recent time when I was here, well, it wasn't that recent, it was when Mike Miller was the leader in the Senate, and I saw the beautiful, what would you call it, presentation of Washington surrendering the commission that is represented in your house. George Washington, this great patriarch of our country, surrendering his commission. And what's so beautiful in the room is that all the people sitting there had their hats on as a sign of civilian leadership over military. And as soon as he surrendered his commission, off came the hats, down came the tears. Down came the tears. In that same room where the Treaty of Paris was signed to end the Revolutionary War. So this building, this place, has such a connection to the year that we're in now of our 250th anniversary of our country. At a time when our founders had such brilliance and such courage that they formed a country like none other before. The greatest sentence ever written in the Declaration of Independence of that all men and women are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain and unalienable rights. Imagine that they had that. They had the courage to write that declaration, to declare war, to go to war when the greatest naval powers of the time, to sacrifice as they signed it, their life, their liberty, their sacred honor, their fortune, everything on the line, knowing that they could die for signing that Declaration of Independence. That was the vision. The blueprint was the Constitution of the United States, which they put forth and signed by 4 Marylanders, Stone, Paca, Charles Carroll of Carrollton, and one more. Samuel Chase, yes, not to be forgotten, Samuel Chase. 4 Marylanders signing that declaration. But then the Constitution, something so great, but also so limiting, because it had to be a compromise. But God bless them for making it amendable. And making it amendable, so that from the beginning, it was always an expansion of freedom in our country, whether it was the abolition of slavery or black men having the right to vote, and then women having the right to vote, and all these things until now. Until now. Now is the first time in this couple of years where our freedoms have been limited. So we all have a responsibility to our founders for the vision that they had, to our men and women in uniform who have fought for our freedom in such an important way, and also to the aspirations of our children, to make sure they live in a country that is free, that is fair, that just is such respect for everyone in the community. So that's what you do here. I know I follow the Maryland legislature. I've been talking to several groups today here, and the idea is that when I was young, and they told me it's still the same thing, that was a long time ago, this is the land of pleasant living, as we were looking at the Chesapeake Bay earlier. And then when I was young, it was called Maryland is America in miniature. And I can attest to that, certainly, even now, today, and seeing the world through the country through the eyes of my colleagues and the differences. But an industrial state, a port, an agricultural state, a state committed to beautiful diversity in our population, a leader in civil rights and in so many ways. So when people ask me, what did you take from, how did you go from Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland, to California? What served you well? What served me well is what you all propose and what your governor proposed. We leave no one behind. We leave no one behind. And we start with our children, because they are our future, and has been said, our greatest resource. So I accept this because, again, close to home, the Carroll family, the only Catholic in the, I don't know if anybody else was Catholic signing it, but he was the only one, and that means something to me. But when I heard when I heard Senator Benson and I heard Speaker Emerita Jones speak, I was reminded of the Gospel of Matthew, because that's what they were talking about. When I was hungry, you fed me. When I was homeless, you sheltered me. When I was naked, you clothed me. When I was in prison, you visited me. You visited me. And the list goes on. And that is a part of the mission that some of us who are Catholic carry into our work. So again, an honor to be here. You know, I'm so proud of the association we all have with your leader, Ferguson, now. But, do I call you president? Is that it? What's the title? Is it president? President Ferguson. Thank you for your leadership. I had a long friendship with Mike Miller, and so he was always bragging about your work that you have gotten done here and the rest. And I know that he's very proud, as we all are, of another generation of leadership taking over the Maryland Senate, and that is an applause line. Well, I have to tell you. So in this special year of our 250th anniversary, let us take great pride in the contribution that Maryland has made to that, continues to make to our democracy, to the greatness of our country. And again, I accept this award with great pride and make this one other further point. As Joanne said, as Senator Benson said, nothing happens because of one person. It's all about a collaboration. It's all about bringing people together. It's about a sense of community, which has the word unity right in it. So again, when she was thanking friends, what I always say, without the courage of our members, we would never have had any of the legislation you mentioned. But more important than that, and they would agree, that without the outside mobilization, without the democratic principle of citizen participation, making their views known in a very serious and sustained way, we would not have had any of those accomplishments. We try to do it in the most bipartisan way possible when that is possible, and when it isn't, we, again, as Jefferson said, when no disagreement, not every disagreement is a matter of conscience. When it is, we must stand our ground. When it isn't, we must cooperate. So in that spirit, I thank you for this award. I will display it with great pride for the time I have left in the Capitol, but I'll brag about it for a long time to come. Thank you so much.
And President Miller designed that medal.
No.
He did.
You tell him
And he
that.
got one before he died.
Oh, my goodness. Told that President Miller designed the medal. I see Mr. Rosapep there. You were with me when I came to see him the last time. He designed the medal, and he received it. So I'm honored to be in his company, as I am honored to be in the company of Speaker Emerita Jones and Senator Benson. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Recognizing the senator from the 21st District, College Park.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. First of all, thank you for selecting Speaker Pelosi for the First Citizen Award. Very appropriate, well earned, and brings joy to my heart. Secondly, I want to thank Speaker Pelosi for more than 40 years of friendship and mentorship. I met her when she was only 5 years in the House of Representatives, and I had an Italian-American political problem. And so I went to the head of the National Italian-American Foundation, and I said, who should I talk to on Capitol Hill? He said, Nancy Pelosi. So she kindly met with me, helped me solve my problem, and became a fast friend. And so over this entire period since then, we have conspired together on Italian-American things at the national level. And everyone knows she's the first female Speaker of the U.S. House. But we think of her as the first Italian-American Speaker of the House. So pleased with this award. Very nice to see you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. Well, Madam Speaker Emerita, I know that you are on a tight schedule. I know that we have run behind. I just want to say thank you so much for being here with us today. Thank you for your incredible public service. I told my 11-year-old daughter, Cora, this morning that when I saw you, that I would tell her, or that I would tell you that you are her hero. And so she is so is inspired by the work that you've done, and it is truly, truly remarkable. It's proud to be a former Marylander / Californian and Marylander still. You'll always be our first citizen. Thank you so much for your incredible, incredible leadership over these many years. We are so deeply thankful for you. Thank you so much. And to our other incredible historic figure, I thought, what better way to have two incredible historic speakers in the same place? It was almost greatness overload in this room today. I've been nervous all day because of these two incredible women being honored. As you head out, we could give Speaker Emeritus Jones another round of applause. Thank you for. And we're gonna adjust slightly. I would like, because our Senator Benson is here right now, I would like Madam Majority Leader had some remarks that she wanted to provide as well.
I did. I have had the privilege for the last, I don't know how many years, sitting next to Senator Benson on the floor. And you can believe that we have had an opinion about everything. And sometimes we share it, sometimes we just share it with each other. But we've done some serious talking, we've done a lot of good work, and we've also laughed a whole lot. And it's just been wonderful being with you and being your friend and confiding in each other. It's been such a privilege. So, love you, my friend.
Senator from the 40th.
Permission to use the senator's
Senator
name.
may proceed.
Thank you, Senator Benson. 1 Timothy 5:17 says, "Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially those who labor in the word and in teaching." And we all in this body know that you have done both. You've labored in the word as well as in your teaching. And so on behalf of me and my colleague from the East Baltimore and all of us from Baltimore, because we also, among Hagerstown and Prince George and all of that, you've always adopted. We're so grateful. I came to know Senator Benson for the first time when I worked with Delegate Salima Salah Marriott. And since those days and to even now, she continued to serve as a mentor and a motherly figure to all of us. But she also reminds me that those who sit high must also look low. You all know she often refers to folks around as little people. She look at, no matter where you are in statute here in the State House, she shows you with the same level of honor, respect, and dignity. And so with that, you continue to teach us all, and thank you so much for your leadership.
Well said. Senator from the 25th District.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Benson and we share the same corner in the Senate office building, and that gives me the opportunity to be able to go sit at her feet and hear a lot of stories on how we can actually be better in the job that we have. And one of the things that she and I consistently talk about, just like the good senator just mentioned, is about protecting those folks from our communities, the little people that people so often forget about. The Inner Beltway of Prince George's County is, as Senator Benson mentioned, it's a place where we have people from all different type of socioeconomic standards, and we can't forget those people. And Senator Benson, I promise you that I will continue that fight to make sure that none of our people are ever forgotten, whether they're in your district, my district, or any district across the state. And that is something that I've learned from you, and we're going to continue that journey and continue that fight regardless of who we have to take on the fight. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Senator from District 2, followed by the Chair of Budget and Tax.
Thank you, Mr. President. Permission to use the senator's name?
Senator may proceed.
Thank you. So Senator Benson and I first crossed paths probably about 10 years ago, and she probably doesn't remember this, but I do. At the time, I was just beginning my political career in Hagerstown, and there was a lot of talk earlier, as we were aware, that that's where Senator Benson comes from. And I was either on the city council, or I might have been in the House then, but regardless, there was a community meeting that was being held in City Hagerstown. And Senator Benson came up to the meeting, and I tell you what, I mean, she tore everybody up. And at the time, I remember I was talking to Senator Serafini, and I said, who is this Senator Benson? I mean, she's coming in here, like, what is going on here? We're not going down to Prince George's County. What is she doing? Hold on, young Quarterman, hold on. She is the original senator from District 2. And so I learned from that day going forward of her passion and her commitment to not only to Prince George's, but obviously to Hagerstown, where she's from. And it has been just an absolute honor over the years since I've come to the Senate to be able to work alongside the senator, with her to help support the community that she grew up in. And I'm so excited that coming this summer, along with the work of our chairman, who's probably going to speak here soon, to reopen the pool at the Robert Johnson Community Center, which was once a school that Senator Benson attended many, many years ago. So we are so excited to have that. We hope you'll be able to be there. And again, I can't thank you enough for your leadership and your mentorship and just your unwavering support for our community, and not only just the community of the city of Hagerstown, but the entire state of Maryland. So thank you, Senator. Very much appreciated.
Thank you, Senator. Chair, Budget and Tax.
Thank you, Mr. President. Permission.
You may proceed.
Joanne, I don't think I've ever met anyone quite like you. Have not met anyone quite like you who has such a passion to do good, to do what's right, to do what's just. And having you on the committee has been an extraordinary experience, because every issue that came up, you saw it through those eyes, those justice, those righteousness. And in every instance, because you were there, I think it helped myself and other members of the committee to dig deep in themselves, to find that justice, to find that goodness, and to do the right thing. It didn't matter if it was education, healthcare, economic issues, community issues. You always looked to that spot and you pushed us in that direction. And you know, in budget terms, the reason I love the budget is because you translate what we do with the funds that we have, that people have given through their taxes, to do the right thing. And literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars have passed through the committee, and passed through in a way that made the world a little better place, because you were there, because you were part of it. Tell you, when you asked me for a meeting, and you come into my office, I was always a little nervous. I wasn't quite sure what you were going to ask, but I knew it would be for something good. And we did a lot of good projects together. The senator from Hagerstown just mentioned, you brought back hundreds of thousands of dollars to that community you loved and grew up in, and have made a difference there for future generations. So thank you for all of that.
Well said. Thank you. Senator from the 22nd.
Thank you, Mr. President. Permission to use the senator's name?
Senator may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, today I rise, not as a senator, but as a John Bain Bear. I lived in a community right next to this small school called John Bain, called Walker Mill Gardens, where just a year ago, before I moved there, I lived in a homeless shelter with my family. And moving to Walker Mill Gardens and going to John Bain, I was able to be led by Joanne C. Benson as the principal of that school. You taught us so much there, and we appreciate you for that. You know, I'm proud to be the product of your hard work, the product of your dedication, the product of your integrity. I'm also proud to be here, to be able to be here to walk these halls alongside you, to make sure we can make impactful change for young people. We have done that together through the blueprint and many other bills that we've done here. So on behalf of the students and all the students of Prince George's County that you led us, we appreciate you and we thank you. We thank you for treating us all like first citizens, and congratulations.
I don't know how to pass that, but we got to go to the pastor to go after that. Senator from the 26th.
I can't do any better than that. But I want to say, permission to use Senator's name. Permission to use Senator's name.
Yes, Senator. Yeah, Senator may proceed. I'm sorry.
Senator Benson and I have worked on many things since I was in my early 20s. She was the first one to come and to endorsed me for my run for delegate in 1990. And so words cannot express everything that you have meant and you are meaning to our county and shall continue to be in our hearts. I thank you. You are a legend, and your legacy here in this chamber will never be forgotten. I spoke at your husband's funeral and saw the strength that you had and so many other things that we have shared. I love you. I thank God for you, and I wish and will pray the best for you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you. Recognized Senator from the 30th District.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to say thank you, Mr. President, for the exceptional women that you've uplifted in Women's History Month, including our good colleague from the 24th District. Coming into this body, understanding that I would look around this room and I would only see two faces that looked like mine. I knew that they would be two women who I could draw strength from and women whose character I would be able to learn and grow from, and that has been true every day of being down the hall and in the chamber with the gentlelady from the 24th District. When she came to my office the other day, she came to check on me to make sure that I was okay. But what I wanted to know is that she was okay, Mr. President, and to see her family here surrounding her today, to see the strength and the courage and the character that she has, not just with her today, but on every day, it gives me strength. She truly makes all the women of this chamber stronger. She truly makes all the women of this chamber stand taller. She truly challenges us to bring the best of ourselves to our work and to our communities, and to make sure that we are showing up present and strong and giving our very best to the people of the state of Maryland every single day. So thank you, in honoring with the First Citizen Award someone who truly is a magnificent, remarkable woman and worthy of honor, not just in Women's History Month, but every day. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you so much. Senator from the 43rd District.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Benson. So I have, Senator Benson would tell me about, she would tell me the constituent service opportunities that I need to do in my district. And she would also give me little hints here and there. I think, but these days, especially this last couple days, these last few weeks, one of the things that you said to me, or said to us, was how hard it is to be a black woman in this body, that there is a special responsibility, that there are days in which you feel and you have felt like you could not go on, and that you looked to the people who you were there to represent. And if you had to cry in your office, or you had to break something, or you had to do something, that you will remember that you are here to ensure that those who are not listened to ensure that the fight stays. So I want to thank you for being honest about how difficult this job is. I also want to thank you for representing the joy that you had even in its difficult times. You can find joy in that. And me seeing you up there, restored to health, also inspires me and the good delegate to continue the fight, to continue to stand. And again, just thank you for that. And please come check on us. And please do your best that there are more of us that joined this room. And also to this body, all of the things that we are saying about the fighting for, the belief in, you know, the struggling for those who are unheard, that when those are articulated now, today, that it is listened to. And I will guarantee, and we promise to you, that we will continue that fight until well, we will continue that fight, at least another term. Again, thank you. Thank you also, Senate President, for lifting up these women and also showing to the world and to this body the importance of the work that we do, and that it's not just about us as individuals, but we are Maryland senators. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you. We're going to do, we have 3 more senators. We're going to go senators from District 6, senators from the 21st, and the 21st from the 45th.
Thank you, Mr. President. Permission that is to...
Senator may proceed.
You know, Senator Benson, how you doing over there? I tell you, sitting over here and you sitting over there, we really didn't get the opportunity to talk or to know each other at all until we got together in budget and tax. And you know, I really, really got to know you, Senator, because every time when we would walk in committee, you always had a smile. And any time that I would walk by you and say hi, you just always had a smile, and you were just so kind. And that's what I love about you, Senator. You just were kind. You were always kind, no matter what. Even if there were a bill that I know that you were like adamant and you were against, every time I would walk by, you always had a smile. And it's very simple. I thank you for always having the smile and always being so kind. And I will always remember that. Thank you so much for your smile and for being kind.
Thank you, Senator. Senator from the 21st.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. First, I want to apologize to the body for speaking on 2 of the awardees, but I blame you for that.
Fair.
Permission to use a senator's name.
Senator may proceed.
Thank you very much. First, I want to thank Senator Benson for her friendship. We served in the House together. Now we've served in the Senate together. And I can say absolutely truthfully, there's no one I have served with in either house over all these years who's been a better friend. And for that, I'm deeply, deeply grateful. We all know Senator Benson's eloquence. And I want to double down on what the chairman of Budget and Tax and several others have said about her commitment to ordinary people. After the 2016 election, and there was efforts to roll back the protections for financial consumers by the new administration, the president appointed Senator Benson and me to the Maryland Consumer Financial Protection Commission, which was all about trying to protect the protections we got after the great financial crisis, when Wall Street took our country and our world almost down. And we had lots of lawyers, and we had lots of bankers, and we had lots of very expert people on all this financial stuff. But thank God we had Senator Benson, who was an expert on the peoples whose lives were destroyed, whose houses were lost, whose jobs were lost because of the shenanigans, as she would say, on Wall Street. Exactly as the chairman of Budget and Tax said, she brings into the floor, to meetings, to the committee. On that commission, she was the voice of the ordinary people who needed a voice. And so I thank her for that. She's done it many other times, but that's the one that stood out to me. And I just say thank you, thank you, thank you, Senator.
Well said. Thank you. Senator from the 45th.
Thank you, Mr. President. Permission to use the senator's name?
Senator may proceed.
Thank you. Senator Benson, there's a lot of words that have been said on this floor today. And I just want to say that it's not lost on me, and I do think that it's important, like you said, give people their flowers while they're here. And when I think about how you started and I think about what you shared, I do remember the piece about family. And I say thank you for always being the first thing that we talked about was family. You remind me that those little people are on your refrigerator and you get to see them every day, so I just say thank you. Senator Benson, when I sat in that House of Delegates, I always saw you as a giant. And as I see you sitting in that chair, as I stand here and I listen to my colleagues, I am proud to say that I got the opportunity to work closely with the giant. Thank you.
Well said. Senator Benson, everything has been said, but I do want to say one last little piece before, is that something that I wouldn't normally say, but since we first got to know each other from the EHE committee, when we sat next to each other with Joan Carter Conway, on any given day we didn't know what was going to happen. You know, it would be buzzards one day, it'd be the blessings from God the next. But the thing over all these years that consistently is your love of God, is your faith, your commitment to a higher power. That every single day, I would ask, how are you? This is the day the Lord has made. I'm breathing, I'm up, we're ready to go. And it is truly something that I think about every day, the passion that you have to live and to love. And I'm just so grateful for it. Thank you so much for being a role model to all of us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, well, the work goes on as we do. We have our champions with us. We're going to do this. We're going to go ahead. We have a few resolutions to go through, and then we're going to get into the budget. So we're going to do this expeditiously and importantly, but we're going to start with the senator from District 10. We have a number of guests who are joining us for some of our resolutions. Recognizing the senator from District 10.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, we are here tonight to celebrate excellence in its highest form. The soldiers and airmen of the Maryland National Guard, along with members of the Maryland Defense Force, whom we honor as personnel of the year, have distinguished themselves through outstanding performance, exemplary leadership, and steadfast devotion to duty. The Air National Guard's Staff Sergeant Patricia Singh, 2026 Outstanding Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year. Master Sergeant Kyle Bifaredo, 2026 Outstanding Senior Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year. And Master Sergeant Samaya Glover, 2026 First Sergeant of the Year. Captain Frederick Delowy, 2026 Outstanding Company Grade Officer of the Year. He's deployed, so Lieutenant John Fink will be accepting his award, his resolution. Senior Airman Matthew Baker, 2026 Outstanding Airman of the Year. Army National Guard Staff Sergeant Kevin M. Joyner, Maryland Army NCO of the Year. Sergeant Nathan D. Walker, Maryland Army National Guard Soldier of the Year. And the Maryland Defense Force Chief Warrant Officer Sean P. Pino, Officer of the Year. Staff Sergeant Anthony S. Russo, Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year. And Sergeant Robert M. Hunsicker, Junior Soldier of the Year. We are all also honored to have with us 3 members of the Maryland Defense Force. Major Bill Glass, he's the chaplain, Officer of the Year of 2024. Staff Sergeant Michael Jackson, NCO of the Year 2024. Sergeant Harish Beta, Soldier of the Year 2024. Command Sergeant Major Monica Aragon, Chief Master Sergeant, and Command Sergeant Major Patrick Metzger, Command Sergeant Major in the gallery. Also, Major General Janine Burkhead, our tag, Brigadier General Andrew Collins, Brigadier General Joel Carbonell, and the family and friends of our distinguished service members. They're in the gallery behind us. Let's give them a Senate welcome.
The clerk will read the resolution in full.
Be it hereby known to all that the Senate of Maryland offers its sincerest congratulations to the Maryland National Guard and Defense Force honorees in recognition of exemplifying the highest standards of excellence in service to our state and nation. The entire membership extends its best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution be presented on this 30th day of March, 2026.
The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President.
Has everyone recorded their vote? If so, the clerk will take the call. To the men and women of the Maryland National Guard and Defense Force honorees, congratulations on exemplifying the highest standards of excellence here in Maryland. Thank you for your service. We deeply, deeply appreciate you and celebrate you. Congratulations. Excellent. Thank you all so much for gracing us with your presence. Thank you for your service and work. I think we are... Oh, yes, recognize Senator from District 7.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. President. Oh, do you have more to do? Yeah, you go.
Mr. President, good evening, colleagues and distinguished guests, and my fellow veterans. I stand before you tonight not only as chair of the Senate Veterans Caucus, but as a Vietnam veteran, someone who served in country from March 1970 to 1971, and more importantly, as one of many who share a bond that cannot be broken by time, distance, or circumstance. Tonight, we honor the service, the sacrifice, and the valor of those who wore the uniform during one of the most challenging chapters in our nation's history. We were young, we were innocent, and we were vulnerable. But we answered the call. We did what our country asked of us without hesitation, without condition. We served in the jungles, in rice paddies, in heat, and in uncertainty, carrying not just the weight of our gear, but the weight of our duty. And yet, when we came home, the reception was not what it should have been. There were no parades, no embraces, no widespread gratitude. Instead, many of us were met with silence, indifference, and in some cases, open hostility. The absence of recognition did not diminish our service, but it did leave a lasting mark. For years, many Vietnam veterans carried the burden quietly. We went back to work, we raised families, we built communities, we continued to serve in ways that didn't require a uniform. But the acknowledgement, the simple thank you that every veteran deserves came far too late and for far too many. So tonight, we do more than just remember. We correct. We say clearly without hesitation, we see you. We honor you. We thank you. We recognize the courage it took to serve in a war that divided a nation, and the even greater courage it took to come home and keep moving forward. To those we lost, we owe a debt that can never be repaid. Their names, their stories, their sacrifices are forever etched in the fabric of our country, and that granted in our capital. To those who are still with us, you are a testament to resilience. Your strength helped shape the generation that followed. Your example has influenced how we treat returning service members today, ensuring that no veterans should ever again come home to anything less than respect and gratitude. As chair of the Senate Veterans Caucus, I carry that responsibility with me every day. It's not just about policy, it's about people. It's about making sure that every veteran is seen, supported, and honored, not just in words, but in action. As a Vietnam veteran, this is personal, because we remember what it felt like to come home to nothing. And we are committed to making sure that no one who served this country ever experienced that again. To my fellow veterans, my fellow Vietnam veterans, and my brothers and sisters in arms, this is a moment for you. Your service mattered, your sacrifice mattered, and your valor will never be forgotten. Welcome home, brothers. And colleagues, we do have a Vietnam veteran right here on the floor with us, and he served in Cu Chi in 1966, I believe, Mr. White. So I must say that I appreciate the acknowledgement that I got from my colleague from District 6 the other day when I, at the breakfast with the governor. I was talking about the story and got a little emotional. But he came on the floor and he acknowledged that, and he got the whole body to acknowledge, me. And that really felt good. I'm most appreciative. Thank you.
Welcome home. Oh no, you can be in. Sorry. Please come. Oh, sorry. Thank you all so much for being with us. Thank you. We'll recognize the senator from the 44th District here.
Thank you, Mr. President. After some postponement, I have with us tonight members of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, which is the first intercollegiate Greek letter fraternity established for black men who were excluded from other Greek letter fraternities, which was founded on December 4th, 1906 at Cornell University in Ithaca, New York by 7 college men who recognized the need for strong bond of brotherhood in this country. Since its founding, Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity's doctrine has called for the moral integrity, intellectual excellence, and service to humanity. This is expressed through our enduring aims, which have guided generations of leaders in the pursuit of justice and human uplift, manly deeds, scholarship, and love for all mankind. Alpha Phi Alpha has long stood at the forefront of African American communities' fight for civil rights nationally through leaders such as Martin Luther King Jr. and Thurgood Marshall. Today in Maryland, members of our fraternity currently occupy 2 of the 47 seats in this General Assembly, the seat at the head of our executive branch of government, as well as numerous seats on state boards and commissions within the Maryland Judiciary and seats in local government across Maryland. We are service-oriented. In this General Assembly, our membership can be traced back to 1955 when Brother Harry A. Cole served Marylanders in the Senate. In addition, the Senate has had Clarence W. Blount, Aris T. Allen, and Mr. President, may I use the senator's name?
Proceed.
Alonzo Washington, and yours truly. And in the House, we had former delegates Keith E. Haynes and the father and son duo, Wendell H. Phillips and Wendell F. Phillips. As noted last month by our colleagues from Baltimore City, Alpha Phi Alpha is one of the Divine Nine organization which calls Maryland, and specifically District 41, home of its national headquarters. Tonight on the floor, I ask that you give a warm Senate welcome, and as well as in the balcony,
to Brother Ryan Turner, Brother Ronald Anthony Mills, and our General President, Lucian Metellus.
The clerk will read the
Would you please read the resolution?
The clerk will read the resolution in full.
Be it hereby known to all that the Senate of Maryland offers its sincerest congratulations to Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated in recognition of 119 years of service as a brotherhood advancing equity and justice in Maryland and across the nation. The entire membership extends its best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution be presented on this 30th day of March 2026.
Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President?
Has everyone recorded? Ooh. Alpha. There we go. Clerk will take the call. To the gentlemen of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, the Senate of Maryland unanimously celebrates your 119 years of service as a brotherhood advancing equity and justice in Maryland and across the nation. Thank you so much for your service. Congratulations. All right, recognize the senator from the 40th District.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, the president has honored us with so many great women tonight. I just bring one more to you, a pride of West Baltimore. You all may know that my district represents probably the highest concentration of culture and arts institutions in the city of Baltimore, from the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra to Everyman's Theater, the Baltimore Museum of Art, Maryland Institute of College Art, Baltimore School for the Arts. But the crown jewel of them all is the Arena Players. And tonight we're joined on the floor by Ms. Catherine Orange. Ms. Catherine Orange's name is synonymous with the Arena Players. With more than 5 decades since 1972, she has served the oldest continuously operating African American community theater in the United States. The Arena Players was established in 1953, has developed some of the most successful and promising talent on stage and screen, including Robert Lee Hardy of The Wire and Tracy Toms, who starred in Devils Wear Prada and Rent. Ms. Orange has worked side by side with her son Rodney, who was the theater's managing director up until his passing in 2019, and her grandson, Dana Orange. Now a professional dancer, got his start at the Arena Players when he was 4 years old. Over the years, she's had her hand in everything from hair and makeup to stage managing. As its executive director, she leads efforts to renovate, rehabilitate, and restore the Arena Players that will be a hub of cultural community, uplifting Baltimore through powerful storytelling, youth development programs, and a commitment to preserving African American cultural experience. Senators, I just learned recently from Ms. Orange that what we know today as Martin Luther King Boulevard was once Biddle Street in Baltimore. I didn't know that history, but as you continue to surround yourselves around elders, you learn a lot about our history and our culture. And so I'm so honored to bring Ms. Orange here today. Mr. President, I ask that the resolution be read in full.
Clerk, read the resolution in full.
Be it hereby known to all that the Senate of Maryland offers its sincerest congratulations to Catherine Orange in recognition of your decades of leadership advancing Arena Players' legacy, youth development, and cultural impact in Baltimore's African American arts community. The entire membership extends its best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution be presented on this 30th day of March 2026.
The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President?
Has everyone recorded their vote? If so, the clerk will take the call.
Thank you. Mr. President, today Ms. Orange is joined here by our very own Senator Larry Young, who's on the floor with her, as well as Ricky Orange, and a host of family and friends in the gallery. I ask that they please stand. Colleagues, please join me in giving Ms. Orange a warm Senate welcome.
Excellent. All right, thank you all so much for joining us today. It's great to see you all. Thank you for your incredible work as well. Thank you, thank you. All right. Madam Secretary, if we could ring the bells.
Mr. President.
Yeah, sure. Let's do this. We'll do Senator from District 11.
Could I ask that we journalize the Senator from District 10's remarks about that?
Without objection, most certainly we will journalize. Thank you, Senator. Thank you for that. Senator from District 7.
Thank you, Mr. President. Real quick, tonight was my night in Annapolis. Most people have district nights. I just had my night. Invited friends and family from all over the state, people I know, people that we deal with in Annapolis down here, and many of them are in the balcony tonight, and I wanted to thank them. Some went home. My family was here. Kids wanted to come to the floor. I'm like, nope, you got to go home. You got school in the morning. But I do want to announce one constituent I do have here, and it's kind of special for her. This is her first night out in, over a year. She's been battling cancer, stage 3-4, and she got good news today, and she's up above the president. She's standing up there. Tomorrow, she gets to ring the bell because she is now cancer-free.
Yay.
So Ms. Jeannie Cross, congratulations. Good fight. So with that, Mr. President, thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you. Yes, Senator from District 30.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, we are joined by some guests in the gallery there above your head, Mr. President. This was the 61st anniversary of the march across the Edmondson-Pettus Bridge, and there was a march led here in Annapolis. And similar to the march in Selma, Alabama, it was organized by women. We understand that so often many things that are done and make history are organized by women, but too often the women who are the organizers of those marches don't often get the opportunity to have their names recorded alongside history. So we have joining us in the gallery the women who organized that march here in Annapolis. We have Faye Belt, Ruby Singleton Blakeney, Andresha Ross Burley, Linda Davis, Janice Jones, Cheryl McLeod, Macy Howard, Courtney Buniscus, and Joan Cole. They are members of the Caucus of African American Leaders of Anne Arundel County, and they truly embody the spirit of John Lewis and Good Trouble, and we thank them for joining us today. Thank you.
So welcome. Thank you for joining us today. All right, I think we have a strong majority of folks here. Let's do this. If we could do a quorum call.
Mr. President.
Has everyone recorded their presence? If so, the clerk will take the call. With 44 members in the chamber and a quorum being present, the Senate of Maryland remains in session. We have a conference committee report. We have two, actually, so let's take up the first. Clerk will read the report.
Senate Bill 282, the President Budget Bill Fiscal Year 2027, Conference Committee Report Adoption.
All right, recognizing the chair of the committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to adopt the Conference Committee report for the budget bill, Senate Bill 282.
All right, question is on the Conference Committee report. Any discussion? If not, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President.
Has everyone recorded their vote? Anyone wish to change their vote, explain their vote? If not, the clerk will take the call. With 38 votes in the affirmative, the Conference Committee report is adopted. We have now before us Senate Bill 282, which is on third reading for final passage. Third reading, final passage. Any discussion? If not, the clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President.
Has everyone recorded their vote? Anyone wish to change their vote, explain their vote? If not, the clerk will take the call. With 38 votes in the affirmative, Senate Bill 282, having received a constitutional majority, is declared passed. Clerk, read the message. Which committee? Getting ready the last 2 weeks. Got to remember what's happening. We do have a second Conference Committee report, though. Clerk will read the report.
Senate Bill 284, the President Budget Reconciliation and Financing Act of 2026. This is the Conference Committee report.
Recognize the chair of the committee.
Move to adopt the conference committee report on Senate Bill 284, the BRFA.
All right, this is the conference committee report. Committee moves that we adopt the report. All in favor of the report say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The conference committee report is adopted. Senate Bill 284 is on, it doesn't have to be, I should have done it the first time. On Senate Bill 284 is on third reading for final passage. Third reading for final passage. Any discussion? If not, the clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President?
Has everyone recorded their vote? Anyone wish to change their vote? Explain their vote? If not, the clerk will take the call. With 31 votes in the affirmative, Senate Bill 284, having received a constitutional majority, is declared passed. All right, that does it. That moves the budget over to the House for them to take up. We do have a couple last-minute things. Hold on, Senators. Don't leave quite yet. We have an announcement. Clerk will read the announcement.
In accordance with Rule 33D, the following legislation has been reassigned as indicated below. House Bill 956, Delegate Rosenberg, condominiums building more than 40 years old, study reassigned to judicial proceedings.
All right, bill is reassigned to its appropriate standing committee. We have a message from the House, number 30. Clerk will read the bills.
House Bill 843, Washington County Delegation, Washington County Notice of Tax Sale Alterations Rules. House Bill 888, Washington County Delegation, Washington County Property Tax Credit for Disabled Veterans Eligibility Rules.
All right, bills will be referred to the Rules Committee. We have a one third reading calendar to take care of tonight. This is third reading calendar number 73. Clerk will read the bill.
Senate Bill 890, Senator Guile, Insurance Captive Insurers Premium Receipts Tax Moratorium and Study.
Senate Bill 890 is on third reading, final passage. Any discussion? If not, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President?
Has everyone recorded their vote? Anyone wish to change their vote? Explain their vote? If not, the clerk will take the call. With 43 votes in the affirmative, Senate Bill 890 having received a constitutional majority is declared passed. All right, that does it. Desk is clear. Desk is clear. Thank you. I know tonight was a lot. We had a lot going on tonight, but thank you all for bearing with us. We had a lot of really important folks to honor. We're going to have a busy week, so keep that in mind. It's just going to be a lot of committee and floor both. Next 14 days are going to be quite intense, so get your sleep now while you can. Let's see. We do have 9 o'clock. This is plenty of sleep. We do have, do you want to recognize the pages? Recognize the co-chair of the protocol committee?
Thank you, Mr. President. And I've got a couple. The first announcement, though, the senator from the capital city had to step out, but she did have the doctor of the day. I'm not sure if he stuck around, but Omar Bajwa, he's a current hematology oncology fellow at Luminous Health Anne Arundel Medical Center, and I don't see him with us, but anyway, at any event, we were glad to have him with us for today. And then the pages, we have another group of pages that are back with us for another fun week. The first page that we have with us is Nydia Beteta Martinez from Ocomico County, District 38. Maeve Cirillo Brinkley from Baltimore County, District 42. Jillian Dugan from Washington County, District 2. Alzina Jones from Prince George's County, District 23. Cadence Natividad from Garrett County, District 1. Michelle Osai Addo from Frederick County, District 3. Oh, by the way, Michelle just got accepted to Princeton, so give her a round of applause. And then finally, Aubrey Zebkowski from Baltimore County, District 42. Give her a round of applause.
Excellent. Welcome back, pages. You're going to have a fun week. This is going to be a fun one. This is going to be fun. We are going to try to make sure, we have Passover and we have Good Friday, so we're going to try to make sure that we're monitoring and respectful of all of the religious holidays and religious observances. So it's another feature of this week, so just keep that in mind. All right, I think that does it. Is there anything else for the good of the order? Recognize the chair of the Majority Caucus.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. The Senate Democratic Caucus will be meeting tomorrow at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Recognizing the Minority Whip? No?
Mr. President, the Senate Republican Caucus will meet at 8:30 in the Republican Caucus room after we get some sleep tonight.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Anything else for the good of the order? If not, let's do a quorum call.
Mr. President,
Has everyone recorded their presence? If so, the clerk will take the call. With 42 members in the chamber and a quorum being present, the Senate of Maryland remains in session, recognizing the Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate of Maryland stand adjourned until Tuesday, March 31st at 10 a.m.
Without objection, so ordered. See you all then. Get some great sleep.